Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Mecha Break video. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the two new strikers. We're going to be doing a video for Norne and also Mecha. All right, as we start taking a look at this light sniper, we want to just talk about a couple of things. This is on the test server for the content creator test server. So everything is not finalized, but we wanted to go ahead and start making videos on it. Most of the things will be the same. The kit will overall be the same, but maybe some stats will change overall. So looking at this is a light sniper, and it is using a bow and arrow style of weapon. On top of that, just to keep this in mind, it is a ballistic sniper. Very important versus the other snipers are mostly energy based. This is going to be ballistic. So looking at what is weaker against ballistic, that also plays a factor in how good this character is against that specific striker. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the character as we go into the training room. All right, so taking a look at the weapon tree, go ahead and pull that up here. The main weapon is a sniper bow, which you can go ahead and just tap it. You do have 6 ammo capacity. I kind of wish that this was a little bit more. I kind of wish it was more like 8 to 10, give or take. But you do have 6 bow and arrows that you can use. You can go ahead and just tap it. The other thing you can do is actually hold a charge. And as you hold the charge, you can go ahead and move around. And as long as you have that lock on, you're going to pretty much hit your target. The only time it becomes a little bit challenging is obviously if the other target is moving. That can make you lose your lock on range and maybe miss your arrows. So if you hold your charge all the way, your left click, whatever you use for your main weapon, you actually shoot 3 arrows and they do not go against your main ammo capacity. So I'm going to hold one, I'm going to shoot 1 arrow and you're going to see only 1 arrow be taken away, but I'm actually shooting 3. Okay, so that's pretty good. That it at least doesn't take away from your ammo capacity. I still want it to be a little bit more, but that's just my personal take on it. Now, you do have a sniper mode, just like any other sniper. If you want to zoom in with your right click, you can go ahead and do that as well. Just like the other snipers, when you are looking down the sights, you actually do more damage. Same goes for this as well. As you go ahead and do a full charge, you will be doing more damage. And go ahead and tap it. You can see the damage comparison. Now, what's very interesting with this kit is the Aux 1 and Aux 2 have different arrows that you can potentially use. And we'll be talking about a couple of things that I kind of wish that they would change a little bit about this kit, that they can do to make it a little bit better, in my personal opinion. But again, it just may be my play style. I am not normally a sniper style player, but overall I do like to see bow and arrow users. But looking at the Aux 1 is actually a high explosive arrow. So when you press your ability for your Aux 1, you will see that your HUD right now above the circle, the reticle, you're going to see that it will be changing from white to red, as you see there. And that will also change when you switch over to your other Aux 2. Okay. Now, as I did that, you can notice that as switching out between the two Aux ability, it did not actually take away any of my abilities or anything like that. So that's really good to know that when you use your abilities, it's not taking away from that altogether. Now, when using your high charge round, you can go ahead and tap it if you wanted to, or you can full charge it. When you do your full charge, it will look like all 3 of your arrows are potentially a high explosive round, but in reality just 1. So we're gonna go ahead and just do this. Okay, see, it kind of look like all 3 of them, but in reality they're not. And as we know for sure that it works with just the 1 arrow versus the other 2, is as we have it hip firing, we fully charge it up. And then we will also do a dash just to show you guys the first arrow is orange, the other 2 will be white. See, that goes and tells you pretty much that it is So that pretty much tells you that the first arrow is the explosive arrow or whatever the specific arrow you want. And the other two are just your normal arrows. Now, something that's very interesting here is for your aux 1 and aux 2 technically doesn't take away from your actual ammo capacity. So if I was to bring this down to 1 and hold charge that, even though I had no ammo, as you saw, even though I had no ammo, technically that first ability still allowed me to do more arrows. So if you can balance it that way, that would be the best way to get the max amount of arrows as you can potentially get. Now let's go ahead and show how that looks when you're dealing with multiple targets here. So let's go ahead and bring out something that has multiple targets. And you can see now how it's going to look when you hip fire it in the range. Now the left one did take a little bit of damage. The little one in the back also took a little bit of damage, but as you see, enough damage to disrupt someone. So someone trying to get on the point, you can go ahead and activate your arrows to be able to, your special arrows to be able to do surrounding damage as well. All right, now looking at the impulse arrows, this is the one that's going to give it EMP, and it's also going to immobilize targets that are nearby as well. Either one of these two special arrows, if you tap it or hold it, no matter what, the effect is exactly the same. So if we were to go ahead and activate our blue arrow for immobilization arrow, we just tap it, it hits the same 3 targets. Now if you do the same thing and hold it, you get the exact same effect, but you just get the 2 extra arrows afterwards. Okay. So either way, depending on what you want to do, this is a really good trick. The immobilization, many times where, let's say for instance, a falcon, you're able to hit a falcon, immobilize it, the team can actually go ahead and probably potentially destroy the falcon. Same goes for other characters that like to hide in the sky. Aquila, I even see an Inferno every now and then. While they're in the sky, you can hit them, you can bring them down, and then your team can focus on that. So you can use that to your advantage. I had some fun plays while we were playing on the test servers with some bots. I had them on normal hard, and we were able to see some of them get immobilized and actually fall into the ground, which is pretty funny to see. But just as overall together, you're able to immobilize a character. But you want to make sure you use the arrows sparingly. The second ability to me is one of the better abilities to be able to stun, but at the same time you only have 2 and it has a longer cooldown as well. Now your last ability we can look at is the active camo. Just like any other active camo, even like for Stellaris, you're going to be invisible. As you get closer, they'll be able to see you. If you get too close to them, they'll be able to see your outline. But just like Stellaris and anyone else, if you fire your weapon, you will deactivate your camo, but then reactivate it if you don't press the button again. It's just a ways that you are doing some sort of action, so you're breaking your camo and coming back into your camo. So just to see that real quick, see, pretty quick. Okay, and obviously if you press the deactivation of your camo, you can get it back pretty quickly. All right, now when it comes to this specific striker, again, I'm not a sniper style player, so this is not necessarily my sort of style, but I do like bow users. And with that being said, I think this character in the right hands is very situationally really good. Like I said, depending on who you're going against, this can be really good. The fact that this sniper is a ballistic sniper, you can start looking at other strikers who have a little bit less defense when it comes to it, which makes it a lot easier for you to actually nail your targets and do a little bit more damage because they don't have high resistance to that specific ballistic damage. One of the targets is actually Serenif. Serenif has, out of the 4 categories, just a little bit less ballistic defense resistance. So in that scenario, this will be a little bit better for you to do a little bit more damage to those Serenif players. And overall, I think depending on who you go against when it comes to this, will also play a factor. Again, this is a sniper, so going after the Falcons, going after potentially other snipers and things like that, that is going to be ways for you to really maximize. I find it really tough for me when I play snipers because I want to be more engaged, but in this scenario you're going to be really far away as far as possible to still line up and get your shots. This I was able to confirm that this has exact same execution ability or finisher as Aquila and also Narukami. So if you are one of those type of players who wanted to know that, your finisher is over 1,000 meters. Now, I just wanted to show you guys, if you fully charged up your shots and you kept fully charging just your normal shots, you will be able to actually defeat a Serenif player. But keep in mind that Serenif does have that extra shield that comes to play. But if they don't focus on that, in 4 charged shots of your main weapon, as you saw the execute pop up, that was about 800 meters, give or take. As you saw there, four charged shots, you're able to take them out. Again, they're going to have defense on there. I think this mech is really good. There are some things that I'm not 100% sold on the mech for my playstyle. One of the things, surprisingly, is I wish that the draw speed of the bow was a little bit faster. I was talking about this during my live stream of this. You'll see how long it takes. Now that was fully done. I felt like more like it should be right around here. Maybe a little bit faster. I kind of wish it was just maybe 70% all the way. Should be almost full. I just feel like it should be just a little bit faster, especially with that amount of ammo capacity. Pretty much of a lower ammo capacity. So I feel like having to have a faster way to shoot those arrows would be pretty much a better situation. Another thing that I personally wish that they would do is there is a character in other games, but the one that came to mind is Warframe. There is a character in Warframe who is a bow user who has an ability that you can rotate your ability off of one skill specifically. In that specific ability, you can choose between 3 different bows. I kind of wish that they would have done something like that with this specific character, that you can choose your bows and you can kind of rotate off of one skill, because I feel like you're just taking these arrows and just splitting it and making it a kit work. I feel like if you kept all of it all together in one ability, you rotate through that, you have options to make this kit a little bit more synergistic. Because I feel like it doesn't necessarily flow too well. It's like you have a way to shoot, you have a way to shoot, you have a way to shoot, and then you have a way to hide. I just feel like my personal playstyle, I kind of wish that, again, it had a little bit faster draw speed, and then they just put the arrows together all in one. You kind of just rotate them, just to give this character, the striker, another ability to be able to do something else that can be a little bit more impactful. And that's pretty much of this striker. Let me know what you guys think about this specific striker. Is this one of the strikers that you guys are going to be grabbing right away? Just like any other season we had so far, and your mission tokens, you're gonna need your mission tokens to buy this specific character. It's gonna cost you 15,000 in the store, just like the other ones have been as well. And if you miss any of the other strikers because you're just getting into the game, you can go to the previous seasons and pick them up. But let me know what you guys think about this. Like I said, I think this is more of a sleeper pick. I think depending on who uses it, if they're really good, it can be really situationally really good. I don't know if this would be picked all the time over the other striker, other snipers specifically, but that's just my personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys in our next video. Peace.